Several years ago, a high school teacher arranged a test for his pupils where the main theme was quadratic equations. And there happened a very funny thing. He typed questions on computer and made one mistake. In one of his equations, instead of 2, he suddenly wrote 4 and missed it. But several later, after test, he was shocked. He was shocked that one of his pupils solved this creepy equation, knowing only quadratical equations methods. But how? At first, I want to say that most of these equations of that type are starting from completing the square. So let's try to do the same thing. X to the power of 4, we can write like x to the power of 2 and to the power of 2. And if we want to get a full square, knowing formula of full square, we can plus 2 times x to the power of 2 times second component. Let it be 1. And of course, the end of this square plus square root of second component, which is 1. 1 to the power of 2 equals to 1. But we don't have these two members in the left side. That's why we have to immediately eliminate them. So we can delete them by minusing 2 times x squared minus 1 and plus another two members of our equation, plus 8x minus 7, and it equals to 0. Here, of course, we can write a full square, like x to the power of 2 plus 1 square. And here we can put a 2 out of brackets. And in bracket we have x squared minus 4 times x plus 4, and it equals to 0. And of course, this is also a full square. So we can write this equation in such a brilliant quadratic way. X squared plus 1 to the power of 2 minus 2 times x minus 2 squared, and it equals to 0. This equation looks like a difference of squares, isn't it? So, if we want to write left side like difference of squares, we have to write 2 like square root of 2 to the power of 2. Or we have to write it like x to the power of 2 plus 1 squared minus square root 2 times x minus 2. And it's all to the power of 2, and it equals to 0. Now, using formula of difference of squares, we can write left part like a product of two big brackets. The first bracket, x squared plus 1 minus square root 2 times x minus 2 times bracket x squared plus 1 plus square root 2 times x minus 2, and it's all equals to 0. We know that product of two functions equals to 0 when one of these functions are equals to 0. So we have to solve two cases. The first case, x squared minus square root 2x plus 1 plus 2 times square root 2 equals to 0. And second case, x squared plus square root 2 times x plus 1 minus 2 times square root 2, and it equals to 0. Discriminant of first equation equals to 2 minus 4 minus 8 times square root 2 is less than 0. So we don't have real solutions there. But discriminant of second equation equals to 2 minus 4 plus 8 times square root 2, and it equals to 8 square root 2 minus 2, and this is bigger than 0. And that's really good. It means that second equation have real solutions. And here we can finally write that x first or second equals to minus square root 2 plus or minus square root of discriminant 8 times square root 2 minus 2 divided by 2. There is a solution of this creepy equation. So guys, only two easy tricks we use here to solve this equation. Trying to write a full square and difference of squares. So that's why pupils solved this equation. Not high mathematics, no integrals, not hard functions, only school tricks. So guys, I hope that you really enjoyed solving this problem with me. I hope you're really going well, and of course, I want to see you in the next video.